What is up, everyone? Archer Gaming here, and today we have a video for you talking through my pre-release weekend for Tales of Aria for Flesh and Blood. So, absolutely amazing weekend. I managed to go to 3 pre-releases, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk through my pre-releases each day: the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday, roughly what I played, and go from there. So, let's start off with Friday. So Friday, I played a level up in Bournemouth. It was Friday evening. I think I started around about 7. So I actually managed to record the pack openings for this. So let's start with those.
It's got super rares, I don't think anymore. You're looking for a colorful or majestics?
So as you can see, we had quite consistent pulls, but nothing overly spicy. I think the only majestic I got was a Tear Ascendancy. But still some interesting pulls, and I went with Briar. So I had quite a solid Briar Arcane style deck. Obviously, you had to play both elements just due to pulls and how sealed was. Now, going into this, I was most excited to play Alexi. Lexi, for those who have followed my social media, you know I'm a big Ranger fan. And so super excited for Lexi. Have been since they announced her. Really looking forward to playing her. But I was like, do you know what? Briar seems strong. And like the card pool wasn't there for Lexi. I'm not a fan of Oldham style of play. I didn't get anything spicy in there. So I'm like, cool. Let's just go Lexi. Let's just go Briar, sorry. So played Briar. Played against 3 other Briars on the day and a Lexi. I managed to actually go 4-0, which was a big surprise to me. Last sealed events, typically I don't typically do that well. It's not my strong point. And the last pre-release I done was for Magic, and that was for, I think it was Battle for Zendikar. So I hadn't done a pre-release start in a while. Sealed isn't my strong point, and I managed to go 4-0 with Briar. Which kind of brings me on to Briar's point of she is very strong. In this, especially with no Null Rune. Didn't come across any all day, but I did manage to run a 4 equipment suite, which was very handy. I had the deep blue jacket, the ragamuffin hat. It was the earth hat I was running, the shock arms, and the Runeblade common boots. And yeah, it was just very consistent. A lot of arcane damage coming through, a lot of go again and things like that. A lot of ways to make the lightning tokens and the earth tokens. But overall, I managed to end Friday on 4-0, winning the playmat. Very happy about that. Like I say, it wasn't something I was expecting over the weekend. My goal for the weekend was to win half my games at each event. So really happy with that, 4-0, which led us on to Saturday. So Saturday was held at Boarding the City for where I went to, which is Southampton, so it was a bit more of a journey up. Travelled on up there. Again, all the pre-releases I went to were sold out. So 16 players at each. And again, it was good catching up with some guys I hadn't seen in a long time, guys I know from Keyforge and L5R. It was more Keyforge players that I knew from Southampton area, which I hadn't really seen over lockdown. So it was really cool to catch up with those. Again, my pools weren't as strong as they were on the Friday. A couple of more Majestics. I think we managed to get the Ranger Ice one, which I was quite excited about. So we managed to get a few more pools. I was looking at Lexi, but I didn't end up going with her in the end. I did end up going with Briar again. Again, I think out of the 16 Runeblazer cards I had, 15 of them led into Arcane. And I think at that point it's just too consistent chipping Arcane. Won my first 2 games for that as well, so it was actually 6 in a row undefeated. So at that point I'd met my goal. I wanted to win 6 games across the whole weekend, so I was pretty chill. Going into round 3, I did lose that against Oldham, which was interesting. So I lost to Oldham in that round, and then lost to another Briar in the last round. So again, I lost to Arcane, and the Oldham player just managed to hit me with a dominated shot for about 13 after I take some chip damage to try and push my damage back at him. So I was kind of a bit unlucky with that. So then we get on to Sunday, which was a pre-release I was more of running. I was still playing at, but I was also running it for Geek Retreat in Bournemouth, which is my local store. So we're lucky enough to do that. We managed to again get a sell out of 16, with again some L5R and Keyforge players I hadn't seen in a while. We had players coming in from Bristol and Devon, which is really, really cool to see. I think kind of the way LSS have done the pre-releases was very smart, but I think over that end of the country kind of got a bit left out on the Sunday. But again, so had some really cool pools, 2 Majestics, no Cold Foil, no Legendary all weekend, but that's fine. 2 Ranger Majestics, I got Light of them up, and Deep Freeze. I think it's called Deep Freeze, the Frozen Arrow. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to play Lexi. I've wanted to play Lexi all weekend. It wasn't quite there on Saturday, but I think if I was going to force it, that would have been it. Sunday, kind of the pools went in my Lexi favour. And again, I managed to go 2-2. Had an absolute cracking game against the Briar. It was a guy who I played when we were both at the 3-0 stage on the Friday. He had a very consistent Briar build again. I had a Lexi deck that just managed to launch at one point. With a mixture between like Bolt and Shot and the Lightning, when you fuse it has Go Again. I think I managed to play like 7 cards out in a turn. I think I had a hand of 4, 1 in Arsenal, managed to get 2 cards playing from Arsenal with Go Again that had draw a card when played from Arsenal. The Bolt and Shot managed to reload something in there, and it just really triggered off. And I think I hit him for about 7 cards. He blocked out most of it and just kept tempo. He couldn't get any of the arcane damage through because of tempo swing. Which was really, really cool. I did love Lexi. I'm really looking forward to her to playing this week. But overall, again, that was really cool. That was a kind of a different experience for me because I was more of running it rather than just I've just got to play. But everyone had a cracking time. Over the weekend, I managed to see 2 trees get pulled, a shield and 2 Heart of Ices. So I still haven't seen anyone pick up the Seek Horizon, which is the card I most need, or New Horizon, the quiver, the headpiece for the Ranger. So hopefully in my boxes this week, we'll be doing a live stream for those when we get those, hopefully on Friday. But you never know. But yeah, I think stores are starting to pick them up now from what I've started to see on Facebook. So fingers crossed. But yeah, really looking forward to that. Absolutely amazing set. Like I say, I think overall reservations were the lack of arcane barrier in the set made Briar very strong and sealed. And I think that's something to keep in mind going forward for drafts and sealed, especially at higher level events. So if you are going to nationals, I think the second part is a sealed event. I think the calling in some of the callings for sealed is just keep an eye on Briar. Briar is going to be the strongest because of that lack of null rune. And then we also had the whole Dustblade thing come out yesterday. So I'm recording this on Wednesday, just because I've had a bit of a busy week since I got back. But obviously wanted to make sure this was still out kind of soonish. But yeah, overall, absolutely fantastic time. The stores I played at were absolutely amazing. Like I say, I was not expecting a win, so really happy about that. Legacy's great. Again, big hunt of wants to get. But overall, really positive play experience. Like I say, praise on LSS for doing you can run on a Friday or Saturday, you can run on a Sunday. I know a lot of players that would have been playing similarly would have noticed that maybe Magic pre-releases were going on at the same time. And after speaking to a couple of shop owners, 3 different stores, they found it kind of hard in the fact that you'll get players that play in multiple stores, similar to myself, but struggle, one, to appease every pre-release, but can't because they all run at the same time. Whereas LSS, obviously restriction of you run on a Friday and Saturday, you run on Sunday. Lucky enough that the one store went, oh, we're going to run Friday night. Another local store said, we're going to run Saturday. And another store went, well, we've got the Sunday allocation. So I meant 3, again, big praise on LSS for that. Very smart thing. Obviously, I don't know if that's something they did for Monarch because I wasn't playing during the Monarch times. And I know it allowed a lot of other players to get to 2 or 3 pre-releases over the weekend as well. I know some stores had enough to run 2 pre-releases on the same day. So some people even got 4 pre-releases across the weekend. But again, because it wasn't restricted to how many you could run in that day, it's just that was your day. Big praise on that. But yeah, Briar, very strong and sealed. Looking forward to drafting this set over the weekend. I know our local is running one. We just sold out. But yeah, so hopefully so. But yeah, stay tuned to my social media for the live stream for the pool. Links from the Facebook and Instagram will be below this. So please do check it out. And if you enjoy this sort of content, if this is something you maybe want to see for Nationals or all the other games I play, such as Legion and stuff like that, drop a comment below, give it a thumbs up. Again, I am a bit more lax on the content at the moment. But yeah, I really wanted to share my Tales of Aria experience with you all. Anyway, have a lovely day, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.